Part 2 of Episode 2. Conditions necessary for living things. The part of the Earth's surface where living things are found is called the biosphere. It extends almost 5,000 meters below sea level to 9,000 meters towards the top of mountains. Life in the biosphere is possible because it contains some important substances which all living things need. 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water in the form of oceans, ice caps, lakes, and rivers. Living things need water because 75% of their bodies are composed of water, and any changes inside their bodies take place in the form of solutions. Oxygen. About 21% of the Earth's atmosphere contains oxygen. Most living things need oxygen for respiration, which helps to produce energy for the various activities of the body. Light. Sunlight provides energy for all living things. Plants use sunlight to make food by photosynthesis. Animals get energy indirectly from green plants, either by eating them or by eating animals which eat plants. Carbon dioxide. There is about 0.04% carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. It is constantly being increased by the respiration and excretion of animals, and also by the burning of wood and coal. Plants use carbon dioxide as a raw material for making their food. Minerals. The soil contains many minerals which are necessary for the health and growth of plants and animals. Plants absorb mineral salts from the soil through their roots, and animals obtain the necessary minerals by eating plants or other animals. Temperature. All the heat energy of the Earth comes from the Sun. Different regions of the Earth have different temperatures because of their distances from the Sun. Plants and animals are adapted to live in a particular temperature range, which is between 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. If the surroundings become very hot or very cold, the chemical changes taking place inside the bodies of living organisms stop and the organisms die. Ecologists. Ecologists are scientists who study the ways in which living things depend on non-living things like soil, water, sunlight, and air. They need these for energy, shelter, support, and the raw materials of life. They study how living things depends on other living things for food. They also look at how organisms are affected by climate, landscape, soil, and pollution, and how they adapt to their surroundings. All those things that are around an organism and which affect its way of life are called its environment. The numbers and types of animals and plants which live in a region depend on the amount of rain and sunshine and the average temperature of that place. The shape of the land or landscape also affects living things. Animals and plants found at the top of mountains are different from those found in plains or in the sea. Many plants do not grow in sandy deserts or in marshy places because the type of soil affects their growth. Energy for living things. All living things need energy. They get their energy from food. Green plants make their own food. They use sunlight to make food by a process called photosynthesis. Animals and humans can't make their own food. They obtain energy from plants by eating them. So animals are called consumers. Consumers are of different kinds. Animals that eat plants are called herbivores. Rabbits and cows are herbivores. Animals that eat the flesh of herbivores are called carnivores. Lions and tigers are carnivores. Animals that eat both plants and animals are called omnivores. Hens and crows are omnivores, and so are humans. Many small organisms such as bacteria and fungi feed on dead animals and plants. They release the chemicals from dead organisms into the soil and so help to keep it fertile. These microscopic organisms are called decomposers. How living things affect each other. Organisms affect the way other organisms live. Plants compete with each other for light and water. Insects help to carry pollen from flower to flower. Animals help to disperse seeds. Humans clear the land for farming and make towns and cities. They also pollute the environment in many ways. Adaptations. Every living thing has some features which help it to live in a particular environment. Such special features are called adaptations. An eagle's beak and a lion's teeth are adapted for tearing flesh. A hummingbird has a tubular beak to suck nectar from flowers. Most flowers have bright colors and strong scents to attract insects for pollination. A camel can store food in its hump and water in its stomach for many days. Desert plants are well adapted to dry environments. Their leaves are reduced to spines and their thick, fleshy stems store water. How animals protect themselves. An animal that is hunted, killed and eaten by another animal is called a prey. The animal that hunts another animal is called a predator. There are many ways in which an animal can defend itself in its environment. Blending with the surroundings. The coloring of some animals helps them to merge with their surroundings so that they cannot be seen. The strips on a tiger's coat help it to blend in with the jungle. The chameleon can change its skin color to match its surroundings. Polar bears have white fur to match the snow. Rolling up. Armadillos and hedgehogs roll up into a ball when in danger. The porcupine has quills that spring out when touched. Pretending to be a dad. Some animals, like snakes and hedgehogs, pretend to be dead when they are in danger. Other ways. Bright colors, poisonous bites or stings, and poison on the skin keeps predators away. How plants protect themselves. Some plants, like the rose and cactus, have thorns or spines on their stems and leaves. Some plants, like the calotropis, have poisonous juices. Some plants, like the lime and gardenia, have a strong smell. Destruction of wildlife. When farmers need more farmland to grow crops, they cut down trees, thus destroying the natural habitats of animals and plants. By ploughing the fields, the fertile topsoil becomes loose and can be washed away by rainwater. When poisonous materials from vehicles, factories and houses are discharged in the air, water and soil, they cause pollution. Also, adding chemical fertilizers to the fields and spraying pesticides on crops cause serious problems for living organisms, as they cannot survive in such conditions. By hunting, humans are destroying many species of wild animals and birds. Endangered species. Food chains are constantly being broken by natural hazards as well as by human activities. Due to this, many kinds of plants and animals are in danger of dying. Animal species which are facing this danger, like the snow leopard and the green turtle, are called endangered species. Animals such as dinosaurs do not exist anymore. They have become extinct. How wildlife can be preserved? More trees should be planted. Ponds should be made. Spraying of insecticides should be stopped. Hunting should be controlled. Pollution of air, soil and water should be reduced to the minimum. Now it's time to move on to the episode summary. The study of living things is called biology. Botany is the study of plants and zoology is the study of animals. An organism is a living thing. Living things are made of cells. All living things feed, breathe, excrete, move, grow, reproduce and feel. Living things need water, oxygen, light, minerals and a suitable temperature to live in. Ecologists are scientists who study living things in their environment. Living things get energy from food. Plants make their own food by photosynthesis. Animals eat plants and other animals to get energy. Living organisms compete with each other to survive in an environment. An adaptation is a special feature by which an organism can live successfully in an environment. Animals and plants have special ways of protecting themselves. Humans are destroying the natural environment of plants and animals. Some animals are in danger of becoming extinct. There are ways in which wildlife can be preserved. Now it's time to say your goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have liked this part 2 of second episode. So stay tuned with me for more English materials. Bye bye.